CJ, how was the break, and how much are you looking forward to the final stretch?
It went too fast. But it was good to get some time with family, get some business taken care of, and let the body rest a little bit before the ramp up. And obviously, we got 27 games left, and looking forward to taking advantage of that.
What's going to be the primary focus for this team as you guys kind of prepare for that playoff run?
Win games. I think it's about winning games, figuring out ways to win games, defending better, and then execute. Understanding that as we get closer to the playoffs, the level of intensity rises, the defense gets better, more switching, and it really just comes down to playing hard and executing down the stretch.
CJ, I know a lot was made at the beginning of the year for you, Brandon, and Zion all sharing the floor, playing together. You hadn't done that very much. Now that you've gotten a lot more games under the belt with all you three, what have you kind of learned, playing together with you three, and what's, I guess, the takeaways you've been able to have playing with each other on the court?
I mean, we figure out how to win games when we're healthy, and even when we have been healthy, we figured out how to give ourselves a chance to be in the playoffs and be out of the playing game. So I think that's what it's about. And then as we get closer to the end, it's about finding our comfort sets, our comfort actions, whatever those are, and being able to get better at them so that we can execute them down the stretch of games and find matchups and really just give ourselves the best chance to win.
I know it sounds like an obvious question, but do you feel like things open up for you with them two on the floor?
The better they play, the better, the easier it is for me. They got to get a lot of attention. Obviously, he gets doubled a lot. B.I.'s getting doubled when he turns his back or off the traps, pick and rolls, step ups and stuff like that. So that means I'm playing with a closeout or with a rotation or a defensive rotation. So I like my chances in those situations for sure.
Your first 2 years with this team, obviously a part of the play-in tournament with the Pelicans, a single elimination, a double elimination format. I mean, there's just an element of chance with that. Are you looking at that like we got to try to avoid that just because?
I mean, you want to be able to rest during that time. We haven't been able to do that these last few years, and when you do play in a play-in, you got to go right into the playoffs with no rest. So I think that makes it a little bit more difficult, challenging. Obviously, you can lose too, so and your season's over. So I think for us, it's about taking advantage of these, 27 games we got left, win as many as we can, and just try to control our own destiny in terms of not having to worry about that at all. That'd be good for us to be able to game plan, get some rest, and have some practices before the playoffs start.
There's some teams below you who are very hot right now. Are you standings watch at all?
No. I mean, there's so many games left. I won't start looking until it gets a little closer to the end. Other teams are going to win games. You can't really worry about that. You just got to eat what's in front of you. Take care of your own schedule, take care of your own games. Win the games you're supposed to win, go compete in schedule loss types of games and do your best.
Why are you shooting 42% from three this year? Right now you've matched your career. Why is that?
Preparation, reps, getting quality looks too. I think it helps when you're wide open a lot. As a good shooter, you like to be wide open sometimes. It allows you to really lock in, focus on your form, seam the ball, and I think it was important emphasis for me. Like I knew I would have to shoot more threes. So, I mean, I would be at 45 right now if I didn't go 1 for 11 and 1 for 9 to finish the season before the break. But I'll get back on track and look forward to finishing the season strong.
Did you turn back the clock summer help at all? Do you think like you turned back the clock a few years?
What do you mean by
that? I mean just working extremely hard.
Hey, don't call him old. Don't call him old.
Don't call him old.
I don't even get free McDonald's yet. I think I always work hard. I think it was just the emphasis of understanding how it's going to be utilized. I mean, if you go back and look at my career, I'm a career 40% three-point shooter, and that's on tough threes. Like, I shoot tough threes off the dribble, step backs, crossovers, contested, fadeaways. Like, I shoot tough threes, and then I get catch and shoot threes, too. So, I mean, I've been a good shooter my whole life, but, like, if you know you're going to shoot 8 to 10 threes a game and you can kind of train towards that, I think it makes it easier. We had a long summer. We lost early. I got surgery. I would have shot 40 last year if I didn't tear my hand up and hurt my shoulder. So I should be at like 44 to be honest with you.
When you were doing TV during All-Star, you talked about accountability with this team being better. What did it take to kind of get to that point?
I think time on the floor, time off the floor, us being able to play games together and just have conversations about stuff outside of basketball. I think when you get to know somebody more on a personal level, it's easier to have that.
JJ Redick on his podcast mentioned over the last 9 games or so, when Zion is initiating the action, y'all are getting about 1.4 points per possession out of those kind of actions. Just What has that done for your spacing, and why do you think it's been that successful?
Well, he's really good, so I think that's part of why it's been successful. He's strong, he's athletic, finishes well around the basket, he has a lot of gravity, and he's a willing passer. You know, he'll embrace double teams and make the right plays. And I think JJ talked about him defense rebounding, but we've already, you know, kind of understood, you know, how we could utilize him as the season progressed. Obviously, usage is a big part of our team and figuring out how to, you know, split up the usage, how to make sure guys are ready for the usage and able to utilize it properly, and then on how to make sure we can get through an entire season. Like, it's a long season and we can win a lot of different ways, but as the season comes closer to an end, you do what you're best at, and you continue to kind of focus in on what you're best at and what your team can be best at. And one of our best situations is with him with the ball, obviously pushing pace for spacing. You know, you got a 40-something% three-point shooter on one side. Depending on who we sub in, you got another 40% something shooter. Herb shooting 40. BI shooting more threes, but it's just a threat in general. And then JV or whoever we have out there, Larry shooting 40. So I think that just kind of opens things up a little bit for everybody.
Talk about being ready for the usage. Most of the players have been like right around the 30-minute mark, not playing like too many like heavy minutes. Do you feel like that's an advantage going into like the back half of the season? Yeah,
I mean, I train to play 40 a night, so I'm good with whatever. It doesn't really impact me. I think it's more so rotations, figuring out, you know, who they want to finish games with, how to do each quarter, who to play who with. But I think the important part is we want to be healthy at the right parts of the season, and whatever we got to do to accomplish that is what we want.
What stands out to you about the Rockets, what they were doing before the All-Star break?
Yeah, I mean, they compete. They're well coached, they compete, they got a lot of talent. Jalen Green's playing extremely well. Brooks, great defender. Sengun is like baby Joker. Jabari Smith Jr. is really good. They got talent off the bench. They got the twin, they got a little Holiday, and they got a good team. They're well coached and they're capable of beating anybody, so we got to be ready to play.
Are you glad at the deadline that nothing major was done so we can exactly see how good this team is and what it can do?
I'm just glad I didn't have to move again. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to sit back up my house. But in terms of the rest of it, we're all pros. We all understand, you know, what goes into a season, what goes into playing in the NBA, and we obviously all like each other and want what's best for each other. And hopefully, what's best is us all being together. And if it's not, I hope everybody's in a great situation when that happens.
Thank you.